I have this theory that women like to buy a lot of little things and just like
Mhm.
accumulate, like bring the little things back to
But men will buy
their
a
apartment.
$1,000 gaming
Mhm.
chair or something like
Yeah,
that.
and you're like, "Why do you need that?" And they're like, "It's the best gaming
It's
chair."
ergonomic. It's the best gaming
It's the
chair.
best gaming chair.
I spend 13 hours of my day sitting here. Okay, but I want
Honestly,
a little trinket
where
from Cracker Barrel. Okay.
if I go into Target, I must come out with 5 items. And it must
I need
cost
five. I need like 5
approximately
main clothing
$60.
items, then like 5 trinkets when I come out of Target, and the pumpkin spice latte.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Undoctrination. I'm Maggie.
And I'm Olivia.
And this week, we are doing an episode for the girlies. Fellas, don't click away just yet. I do want to make the case that you should stick around for this and maybe deep dive more into the mind of women. Olivia, I know you had to have seen this past week. The internet exploded, especially in the womanverse, with women finding out that their husbands and boyfriends think about the Roman Empire like once a week, once a day, several times a day. My boyfriend, he was like, only once a week. Like he was like,
Oh, okay.
he like definitely
That's-
thinks about the Roman Empire more, but
That's reasonable, I guess. Honestly, the couple men in my life that I asked, they were like sparingly. But when they said that, I was like, so like every week, like it seemed like it was still a regular thing on the thought
it's a
docket.
regular thing.
And I was thinking about, what is my Roman Empire? What do I think of a lot? Like, what ancient civilization do I think of? I think about hunter-gatherers like all the time, probably on a daily basis, because I feel like maybe it's my like femininity, my future motherhood coming out, but and also there's obviously current societies on Earth that still practice this, that still live, I don't want to say primitive, but just like more of like a naturist, natural lifestyle. Maybe not naturist, maybe that's like the naked people, but
I think it is.
Yeah. Maybe like the Coverdale naturalist capitalist lifestyle. I feel like that's kind of what I want to live. And I think about it because I think it's so cool that like women of prior generations would like give birth and like go back to like hunting and gathering and like farming and tilling the land. I just think that may have been peak human achievement, and all this other stuff is just byproducts of I guess like convenience, people wanting more convenience, which is also good, which is also the basis of kind of girl math. So that was the other big thing.
I mean,
that blew
I
up.
think about gathering all the time in terms of, I feel like when I'm shopping, I'm being gatherer GF. And when my boyfriend buys food, he's being hunter GF. If that makes sense.
He should actually hunt, though. He should actually hunt.
Fair enough. Yeah. We have been shooting multiple times. We went recently, and I got to shoot my first like clay pigeons or whatever.
Okay, cool.
That was super fun. I actually did a decent job, which was shocking because I'm left-sided but right-handed. So shooting for me is kind of difficult. But either way, we wanted to talk today about a lot of things that have been on the minds of women, namely shopping, because as we know, women do be shopping.
And before you click off, if you want a girlfriend or if you want to please your girlfriend or your wife, you won't. And this is a threat. So just stay here. You need
to stay here and understand the laws of girl math. Which has exploded all over the internet. And many people are really confused as to what girl math is. It's not really how we solve math problems. It's not like 2 + 2. It's more logic systems that we use to justify impulsive overspending.
Yeah. Sometimes this makes sense and sometimes it doesn't. But the laws of girl math are very, I would say, flexible and bendable to whatever impulse you want to spend money on that day. So a light example would be how I personally really, really love getting my venti iced chai with pumpkin cream cold foam from Starbucks when I could literally make that at home myself. In fact, I have made it at home myself before. And you know what? It doesn't taste that different. But would I rather go to Starbucks, spend $7, get the little Starbucks cup, and probably buy one of the Starbucks reusable mugs for $30 on the way out? Yes, I do. I would rather do that than spend $1 or $2 on ingredients making it at home. Just because it's marketing, it's branding,
experience.
It's fun, it's autumn, it's the autumn fall experience. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. But it's indicative of a larger kind of system that we're talking about. So I think it's obvious that women are a little bit, maybe a lot of bit, more susceptible to branding and marketing. We see that kind of across almost all industries, because there's that thing called the pink tax, if you've ever heard of it, which a lot of feminists, I would say liberal feminists, complain about. And that generally has to do with marketing, making stuff more expensive, not really evil corporations wanting women to pay more for their products.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting into the things women spend money on, I kind of wanted to talk about this in relation to how we value things, how we price things, because I think it's a good opportunity to discuss the differences between the labor theory of value, which is like a Marxist thought, that like the value of things comes from how much labor is put into those things, versus the subjective theory of value, which is something that I subscribe to, that value is subjective, right? It's very much based in the mind. So a lot of emotions are at play when you're going shopping and paying for things. And that's why women are upcharged for their products, such as like that's what the pink tax is.
Because we're willing to pay for it.
Yes,
we set the price.
Listen, we want the nice flamingo razor in our shower because it looks nicer. And when we use it, we feel better about ourselves. That's why we're willing to pay. Yeah, that's why we're willing to pay the upcharge. But girl math has been taking over the internet, and older women seem to be pretty offended by the term girl math.
It's not supposed to be offensive. It's just
not offensive. Yeah. And it's like, it kind of skirts that line between serious and a joke, because it's obviously very silly to think that women have our own system of math that we do when we're shopping. But it's also kind of serious because I have used some of this logic before when making purchases. Actually, every time I make a purchase, this is like what's running through my head. So my way I justify shopping is I go thrifting and go secondhand shopping. And therefore I feel better about myself because I'm like, you know what?
That's good.
If it's discounted, that means it's basically free. It's basically
I think that's
free.
great, especially when you go to like the type of thrift shop that takes cash only. Then it's like double free. Because if I don't see the money going down in my bank account, then I didn't spend any money. If I only spend cash, I didn't spend any money. But on a serious note, though, the tweet that I thought encompassed the actual essence of girl math in my head, I thought it was really astute because it goes back to basic economics. It said, girl math is essentially the recognition that time, convenience, and money are interchangeable currencies. Mm-hmm. Obviously, money is the only real currency, but in a lot of women's brands, and of course, this isn't exclusive to only women. Yeah. Anyone who really likes shopping will kind of see this, but time and convenience are quite valuable and can be used interchangeably with money sometimes. So when I don't want to spend maybe 5-10 minutes whipping up my cold foam, pouring elixirs together, dusting my cinnamon on top of my iced latte, maybe I just want to spend $6-7 in the Starbucks drive-thru to get the same thing, and it's a little bit better, and I can take my little Snapchat of my Starbucks cup, and I get the full fall Christian girl autumn experience. Yeah. That's just my logic sometimes.
Christian girl autumn. Yeah. I have not gone to get a pumpkin spice latte yet, but
really?
Our dear friend Hannah Cox, I was babysitting her dog Phoenix, who by the way is gorgeous, and she let me use her coffee machine, her Nespresso, and she had the pumpkin spice espresso. So I did have my first.
I feel like Hannah embodies Christian girl autumn a lot of the time, in the best way. In the best way. Her fashion, her hair, just the things she does. This is kind of like my Christian girl autumn vibe right now. I got the red hair going on. I got my sweater.
Yeah, but, I have my new Target sweater.
Everything from Target, right? Everything from Target. My fall wardrobe is always from Target. And guess what they have in a Target? A Starbucks. Hey.
It's true. It's true. So I did want to go through some girl math rules, but I read this really great article from Mashable called The Resplendent Joy of Girl Math. I loved the article. It was really funny.
You love that article?
But she essentially says there's like a set of logic systems that justifies girl math, and those are cost per wear, the sunken cost, and prospective cost. And you can kind of sort basically any girl math law into one of these categories. So, for example, cost per wear. If someone buys like a $300 dress and plans to wear that to 4 different functions, or let's say 3 different functions for easy math, that dress is now $100, right? If I buy a pair of $100 shoes and I wear them every single day for the next year, then that's less than $1 per day. So those shoes are a worthwhile investment. Then there's sunken cost, which is if you've already spent the money, if it's already come out of your bank account, then that money doesn't exist anymore. And so if you get that money back in some way, then you're free to spend it. Anything you buy is now free. So one of the biggest rules of girl math is that if you're paying cash, it's free because you already took the cash out of your bank account, which I absolutely subscribe to. And then if you have returned an item of clothing that you spent maybe $50 on and you get that $50 back, whatever you buy with that $50 is free.
Makes complete sense to me.
I came up with another original rule of girl math, and I tweeted about this the other day. I got a very hefty Twitter payout the other day of $37 or something.
Woo!
I know. And you know what I spent that money on? A $28 yoga class. And guess what? It was worth it. And in my mind, it was completely free. Girl math.
I mean, I do see, whenever I come across some unexpected money, I just kind of immediately spend it because it wasn't in my budget.
What else are you going to do? Save it?
The hell? Why would I do that? But the funniest phenomenon I saw out of girl math, besides the people getting really butthurt over it, saying, this is anti-feminist, you're calling women dumb. No, it's a joke, ma'am. But there were some people who were taking it like that. Some men who were like, yeah, this is why we can't let women do X, Y, Z. Well, then I saw boy math.
Oh,
and I saw the girlies.
Boy math is a thing too.
I saw the girlies going in on boy math. I saw you put one in the chat, but the one they were kind of going in. Boy math is only having one pot, pan, spoon, fork, cup, and plate, and asking her when she's gonna come cook for you. I personally have been a victim of this man.
How do you only have one of each? Everything comes in sets. Where did they find one?
They stole it from their mama's house. They did not buy that. Are you kidding me? They didn't buy it.
They only need as much as they need, right?
Yeah.
Like women, we just want to keep accumulating. This is why we belong together.
We're gatherers.
Yeah, we are gatherers, and they just simply want their one set of things that
don't
they can
ask me to come over and cook for you if you have one pot, one pan. The nonstick has already worn off. The bottom of it is black and greasy, and it's been soaking perpetually.
They got it from Goodwill in college and have just been carrying it around from house to house. Yeah.
Another boy math. This one actually disturbed me slightly, but did you see Dane Cook, comedian, 51, marries longtime partner Kelsey Taylor, 24, in an intimate Hawaii wedding. So they've been together. It's been reported that they've been together for 6 years. So
since she was
boy
18.
math, 24 minus 6 is 18. And this dude was in his 40s when they met. Love that for them. I mean,
he's in his like late 40s, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have to go too into this, but
that's boy math.
That's disgusting.
That's boy math.
No offense, but
no.
That's horrible.
It was reported that her father introduced them when she was about 17, 18, and then they magically, legally got together right after she turns 18. So Shout out to the happy couple.
Okay. I wouldn't say it's boy math because I don't want to throw all the guys under the bus, but
I'm just reading the tweets.
Dane Cook is getting his just desserts on Twitter right now for marrying her.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. The one I found while scrolling today, I just stumbled across this. Boy math is them not wanting to spend $10 on flowers because they'll die.
They don't see the return on investment. This is why you guys got to listen to the podcast. The return on investment there is your girlfriend or your wife being happy. It's worth $10. Okay.
It is worth $10. Although I have I have two cats. Well, I have a cat and my roommate has a cat. I'm not cat maxing just yet. But my roommate's cat attacks every set of flowers that we bring into the house. So there's no flowers for Maggie, at least for the next few months. But yeah, I think this is a good place to transition into something I wanted to talk about. Men and women seem to have very different value systems when it comes to spending money, which is why for men, like the $10 flowers make 0 sense because there is no utility in the flowers. Like the flowers aren't doing anything. They're just sitting there. But to a woman, it's decorative. It makes her happy.
I can't even tell you why it makes me happy. It just shows me that you spent $10 on me and that makes me happy.
It's so subjective though, because like it's not like the flowers are performing an essential function in your life, right? But they make you happy. And why do they make you happy? Maybe because it's pretty and this and that, and they're colorful and they brighten up the space. But really, part of the reason they make us happy is because we have these like traditions and values passed down. It's the same thing with diamonds. Diamonds are highly valued, highly desired, and they're very scarce, which is why people spend so much money on them. But like scarcity isn't the only thing that goes into the value of a diamond. It also has to be desired. So there is a lot of subjectivity when it comes to the things we value. And you see this play out, in my opinion, the most with the two different genders, right?
Yeah.
Like men and women have totally different spending habits. Like there have been multiple studies on this. And Consumer Reports. Also, women tend to be the ones spending the most on consumer goods. Like some studies have found that women are responsible for 85% of consumer spending.
I think
that's crazy.
That is crazy. I think at least part of that could be attributed to women often do the shopping for their entire household. A lot of women buy their husband's clothes. They buy their husband's socks, underwear. They buy their children's clothes and everything. So, but I do agree. And that's kind of where the pink tax comes in a little bit. I mean, I can expand on that more later, but women just spend so much more on their appearance that it's like not even a competition. And then we get pissed off that we have to pay more to maintain our appearance when we literally did that to ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, advertisers are really tapping into something that already exists, which is like our desire to feel beautiful all the time. But I will say advertisers tend to exploit and create new insecurities for us. So you can always rise above it, though. But you're absolutely right. They do think that the reason 85% of consumer spending is done by women is because they are doing it on behalf of their households. So that's like grocery shopping, you know, buying new cars, all of that kind of stuff. Like usually women are going and doing that. And I've definitely seen that. Like, I don't know. I feel like, have you seen those videos where women are like, I know he's ran through when he has nice skincare products and like good hair care products and has like a bath mat, you know, like has like basic items. And it's because there's been a woman in his life before that's cared enough to do the nesting for him. Like women just want to nest. Obviously not all, but most. Like I love nesting. I love shopping. But yeah, so there's a difference in like what we spend money on. For example, women spend way more money on clothing, which is not surprising.
Not at all.
Men will literally wear things until there are holes in them.
And I appreciate that because I think we spend, at least speaking for
Yeah.
myself, but also women in general, we do spend too much money on fast fashion and trends that are here one season and gone the next. Men be wearing the same outfit for 10 seasons in a row and it still looks, I mean, it's still on trend, I guess, for whatever they're going for.
I mean, God bless it, but
God bless them.
men do need to step up their fashion game. Have you seen that picture of Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber, and she's wearing like this gorgeous red dress, and
where were
he
they
looks like he
going?
just rolled out of bed in his
Where were they
sweats?
going? My
They
opinion
were going
will
to an
change if I
event.
find out. Oh.
I'm pretty sure. I think they were going to an event to promote some of her products, and he was wearing sweats.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'm team Selena. Sorry. I think he was happier with Selena. That he would never have dressed like that with Selena Gomez. So let's
my
just put
gosh.
that out there.
I'm happy Selena is in her single era. You know,
She hasn't dated anyone since
I
Justin
know.
Bieber.
she's working on herself. Okay.
Yeah. Good
She's
for her.
becoming the best version of herself.
Good for her. And I'm not a Hailey Bieber hater either. I just that was just like so nostalgic to think about their relationship. Those were my early teen years.
I know. They were cute. Men spend more money overall, apparently, than women do. But I think that's because they spend more on like vehicles, the tech they buy. Like, I have this theory that women like to buy a lot of little things and just like accumulate, like bring the little things back to
But
their
men will buy a
apartment.
$1,000 gaming chair or something like that.
Yeah, and you're like, why do you need that? And they're like, it's the best gaming chair.
It's ergonomic. It's the best gaming
It's the best gaming chair.
I spend 13 hours of my day sitting here. Okay.
Honestly,
but I want a little trinket from Cracker Barrel. Okay.
If I go into Target, I must come out with 5 items. And it must
I need
cost
five. I need like 5
approximately
main
$60.
clothing items, then like 5 trinkets when I come out of Target, and the pumpkin spice latte. Yeah, we're just
all of the things.
We're bragging about our bad spending habits.
I know. Oh God. But it's fine. Because we overall spend less. So
hey.
And I think we do tend to accumulate more. Also, our investment strategies are very different. Women are very cautious with our investing habits, while men are more open to risk. Hence, why a bunch of men lost money.
Oh my God. Last year, every man was
crypto.
like, I sent you a link to this poop coin app. You have to sign up for poop coin and get your first free poop coin. I'm like, what is this? And then 3 months later, I'm like, what happened to poop coin? They're like, I lost all my money. And then I've had this separate conversation with like 10 different men.
I know.
Like, because last year I was getting all these sign up links for all these different poop coin apps. And I'm like, I'm not signing up for this.
Yeah.
But if you sign up, you get your first free poop coin. I don't care. I don't care.
So also, yeah, I mean, that much was obvious with the crypto stuff back in, what was it, 2021? That was like the height of all of the crypto and Dogecoin and all of that stuff. Yeah, and AMC. Do you remember the AMC stock?
I do recall. Mm-hmm. I definitely invest. I made some money off the GameStop stock. I'm not going to hold you. So I think maybe in that regard, I'm a little bit of a man. I mean, I can if I can track something and understand market trends, I'm definitely going to do my due diligence and try to invest a little bit. But in general, and generally speaking, women typically aren't super interested in that type of stuff. We're more looking for short-term or even immediate rewards.
Yeah. And long-term stable investment.
Yes.
That is much more our thing. Because we like stability. That's what we look for, is stability and security. Okay. And then I also found a study by the Wharton School of Business about the differences between how men and women actually shop. So they say men buy and women shop. So as we've explained, like with our Target habits, right? If I go to Target, I'm going to meander around the store and look at all of the different sections. And I need to hit all of the different sections that I like to go to, like the clothing, the jewelry, the makeup section, the craft section. Men, They have one product in mind and they are going straight to it, and then they want to leave. They don't like shopping. And
they don't like whimsy or fun or joy.
no, they
or
do like
happiness.
joy. They do like joy. It's just different types of joy.
Just not whimsy then.
But I do think the reason women end up paying this pink tax is because so much of our own personal enjoyment is wrapped up in the actual shopping experience. Like, we like the idea of spending the money and like walking around the store and getting something that's going to look cute. And, you know, there is the tax, by the way. It's not like an actual tax, right?
No, this is girl math at work because
Okay.
it's not an actual government enforced
What
tax.
happened here? What happened here?
It's a phenomenon that liberal feminists describe as discriminatory pricing that inflates the cost of goods marketed towards women. However, research shows that the primary cause is women sorting themselves into goods with higher marginal costs. So there is a New York City government study that analyzed 800 gender-specific products from almost 100 brands and found that on average, personal care products targeted to women were 13% more expensive than similar men's products. Note, similar, not the exact same. So accessories and adult clothing were 7% and 8% more expensive, respectively. And we see even higher markups when it comes to like hair care products, skincare products. The example that I see a lot is razors, because when people say, oh, well, just because when a razor in CVS or Walgreens is pink, it's automatically more expensive.
Then stop buying the pink razor.
Do we have to put out the obvious? Seriously. But so according to the World Economic Forum, and this is the World Economic Forum we're talking about, okay, quote, the pink tax has long imposed an economic burden on women, especially since women continue to earn less than men. Oh, brother. So we have two fallacies in the same sentence. We know that this so-called gender pay gap can be mostly attributed to different behaviors in men and women, just exactly like their shopping habits, okay? Women tend to make less than men. They take maternity leave. They take more time off. They don't argue for raises.
Yeah.
They don't argue as much. And you could talk about societal conditioning against women and wah, but it's not simply cheaper to hire women, or else companies and corporations would literally only hire women. So it's basically attributed to the differences in male and female behavior. Women spend much more money on their appearance than men, about $300 more per year, according to an advanced dermatology survey.
I honestly think that's low. Underselling it. Yeah.
I think that's low.
We spend so much money. And I'm someone who doesn't even spend that much money on my appearance.
Right.
Like, I get one haircut a year.
I feel like I spend a lot less on my hair than most women and most Black women do, because I do it myself, but the products themselves are still expensive. But so naturally, they're more likely to be willing to buy more expensive items with higher markups for branding or better quality, even if that's just perceived. A lot of the girl math jokes have truth to it. Women pay more when they're marketed to. It's why we pay $6 for a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks rather than make it at home with $2 of ingredients, or buy it from like a random like local coffee shop, because it's not the same.
And you know what? That's okay.
That's all right.
Girl math is okay, okay? Girl
I think
math,
there could be a balance.
Yes, exactly. Girl math is okay. And it's also okay that companies charge us more, because guess what? We're paying for it. Like, we keep buying the thing. If you're upset that the pink razor costs more, just buy the ugly man razor. It's going to work the exact same. Dude. But I don't want to. I don't want that nasty looking razor in my shower, okay? So I'm willing to give up $1 more in order to have the nice razor. Like, and
the inevitable argument when your boyfriend comes over and sees the blue nasty razor in your shower, and he's like, "Whose is this? Who's this for?"
Yeah, exactly. So you're paying to not have that argument. And let's talk about costs per wear. let's go back to girl math. You're gonna use it enough times that it's like less than $1 a use. Maybe.
And there are different cultural factors as well. I brought up how I spend less than the average black woman on my hair. I feel like I still spend more than the average white woman on my hair, to be honest, because with black women in America in particular, they spend the most on hair by far. And we can get into all the little cultural and sociopolitical reasons for that, but it is what it is. So according to an All Things Hair survey, a whopping 21% of black women spend more than 25% of their monthly budget on hair care compared to only 5%
25?
of white women. So I can tell you exactly who that 5% of white women who spend more than a quarter of their monthly budget is. It's the platinum blondes. It's the ones with the long human hair extensions. They're doing the Cadillac of hair service on their hair, right?
25%.
But 21% of black women spend more than a quarter of their monthly budget on hair. And that includes really expensive services like braiding, color, weave, wigs, and natural hair care is also very expensive. But the hair products tend to cost more despite your average store-bought shampoo marketed towards black women containing similar, if not the exact same products compared to other generic shampoos meant for, white women or women with straight hair. The markup is higher because of effective natural hair marketing, because in the natural hair community, and for those who are listening, that's basically black women who don't chemically relax or use weave on their hair. So it's just in its natural state. A lot of protective styling goes into that. So that's what I have in right now, like braiding. But I also color my hair. It's red currently. And I use natural hair care products on my hair. And the big thing that goes into that marketing is, it's all natural ingredients. It's made with argan oil. It's made with coconut milk. It's made with pineapple, lavender, cranberry. It's like the same exact thing that is in White Lady shampoo with just different kind of levels and ingredients of it. But because the marketing in the bottle is like natural hair for natural ingredients for a natural hair, natural sister, Nubian queen, black power, I buy it for $10 more than a white woman is buying the same exact product for it. And it gets me every time. But it's part of the black experience in America, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen these TikTok videos where people are like, here's how to take care of your naturally curly hair. And the amount of steps involved
it's a lot more steps.
Is insane. I'm like,
it's a lot more steps, but it's
my
a
hair would
similar
look
thing
terrible. My hair would look terrible. Genuinely. I am so I'm allergic to doing anything with my hair. I straighten it for the show. You're welcome, guys. I work really hard to make sure that it's straight for the show. But my normal hair, if you go back to my last shorts, I didn't do anything to it. That's what it looks like on a daily basis. It's frizzy. It's like slightly wavy. It looks a mess. But all I buy is like shampoo and conditioner because I don't know. It's not as important to me. Yeah.
I definitely do less of the curly hair routine on my hair than a lot of the TikTok vloggers and stuff do, because a lot of that is marketing. You really don't need a curl cream, a curl custard, a gel, a deep conditioner, an edge control, a mousse, and a hairspray. I use like 3 of those things. Yeah. But
it's like
that's still more than, I don't do a skincare routine. A lot of people ask me, what's your skincare routine? Bruh, I wash my face in the shower with whatever is on sale at CVS. Whatever I can buy with my CVS Extra Care bucks,
girl, just
that's what I wash my face with.
Just get Cetaphil or CeraVe.
Sometimes I do get that with my Extra Care bucks, but not all the time.
Drugstore, they work really well. They have no fragrance. I wish they would redo their packaging. Actually, no. If they redo their packaging, they're going to start upcharging. We're going to get the pink tax on Cetaphil.
I like their ugly packaging.
I'm like, okay, I'm actually taking care of my skin. But there's, all of these like 10-step skincare routines where you're using the face wash and the toner and this oil and that oil and this vitamin
the serums,
and this retinol and this
the rollers,
the
patches,
the hydro gels,
dude.
The
there's people who store their
sunscreen.
Skincare in like a freezer, or like they have skincare fridges. They have $100 mini skincare fridges now.
It's all I want for Christmas. I swear. I'm like, some Santa
What
Claus,
would you put in it?
please. I just want a little skincare mini fridge and then all of the products, but like really nice ones, and I just want to like put my hair up and like the bows that all of them are. The marketing works
big,
on all of us.
gigantic bows, and they're not even cute. But every little TikTok makeup skincare girly has these big, gigantic hair bows that they use to push their hair back, so they could. I'm sure you do. So they can put all this stuff on their face, and
Okay,
it's
but
like
I got it from TJ Maxx for like $3, so it was free.
And that's okay. Yeah, so it was free. But you guys have to understand that even these like skincare products, they're like a status symbol associated with them. Remember when everybody was using the Mario Badescu, however you say his name, the little spray?
Yes.
And it's not even good.
It doesn't do anything. I have it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody was using that. Yeah. Everybody at one point was using the St. Ives apricot scrub that tears up your face with all the little microplastics.
It's really bad.
All the little exfoliating scrubs.
And I would use that on my face, and I'd be like, I'd go up to my family and I'd be like, feel my face. I'm so smooth.
And it's just like your pores are destroyed and torn
it's like
open.
super red and like, just bad. But like the whole point of this is to say that all of this is subjective. And that's why marketing is so effective, because there's so much more than just what comes with like what the product does, right? There's like the mental and emotional attachment to these things. And I'm not necessarily pro consumerism, but do things make me happy sometimes? Yeah.
They do. Of
and
all of my favorite
you know what?
things.
I like that women are admitting this and that we're not hiding our true selves anymore. Okay? This is good for us. It's good to be honest about these things. But I will say that it is important to save for rainy days and for big things that you want to purchase. Men should not be the only people purchasing large items, Like sometimes one day you're going to need to get a car. You're going to need to get a house.
Someday.
So keep the shopping under control.
Let's take the positive things from girl math. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about cost per wear. I think that's a great one to break down.
Yeah.
Return on investment. Let's try to get better on that. Let's try to look towards
let's resell items. Yeah.
Let's try to do that, and let's try to lower the impulsivity a little bit. I've made my coffee at home. I know I joke about this, but I've made my coffee at home 9 out of like the last 10 times I've had iced coffee, like over like the last 2 weeks or whatever. So
I have been defeating my my energy drink addiction over the past year. So my New Year's resolution was that I was going to stop. Okay, let me preface this. Don't judge me. If you want to judge me, you can judge me, but please don't. All right. I judge myself harshly enough for this. I used to love this one specific flavor of Monster Energy. I think Olivia knows what I'm talking about. It's like the gold one. It's the pineapple flavor. It's got 0 calories or 10. It's low calorie, right? At one point it was a different Monster, and then I got fat and I realized I was drinking like 500 calories a day from like slamming these energy drinks. That's horrible. That's ridiculous. I cut it out. I lost weight immediately, which is crazy. But I've like slowly been cutting back on that. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. I've been doing some good girl math recently, and like also saving. Like I've been cutting out my like impulsive daily spending that I used to do a lot, which was like going and getting a nice little drink, like a nice little energy drink.
I need my little drink. I need my drinkity and I need my sweet treat. But I cut out this month. This month, I literally barely ever did that. So I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah.
But holiday season is coming up and I know it's about to get bad. So we'll take September and just use all the money that I was going to spend on sweet treats and drinks and roll it over. And just roll it over to like
that's
the
girl math
season.
Too, actually.
That's also girl math.
That's also girl
I need
math.
to stop. I actually need to stop.
Yes, but I have only had caffeine like once in the past week.
How are you still standing?
I don't know. Pure adrenaline and anxiety. It keeps me going.
Okay. Right. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I cut out the Monster Energy at the beginning of the year, switched over to drinking more like coffee and stuff. There's like little things you can do to save, you know? You can start thrift shopping, doing secondhand, selling clothes. There's a lot of things we can do to be more thrifty, ladies, you know, while also continuing to fuel our shopping addictions.
And men, maybe buy a new shirt before it gets a hole in it, or maybe when it does get a hole in it, you don't have to wear it anymore. You can just buy a new one. We all have stereotypes that we kind of fall into based on gendered behavior, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I don't think that the gender pay gap is like this thing hanging over my head that I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get paid less because I'm a woman, or oh my God, I'm going to make more impulsive choices because I'm a woman. At the end of the day, no one's stiff arming you into taking that job or buying that pink razor or buying that $1,000 gaming chair. And I said this to Maggie earlier when we were calling. The economy is just based on vibes, guys. It's literally fake. It's based on vibes. It's based on what we agree to pay for it.
Yeah. And guess what? Literally, most things you could ever want, they're out there. And usually they're capitalism. For a price that you're willing to pay. Like, genuinely. Like, most things that you could dream up, it's out there, and it's usually for a price that you're willing to pay. Unless it's like an extreme luxury good, which, like, I don't know, electric cars. Like, that's something that people were desiring. And we've started seeing the rise of electric cars and Tesla and everything. And Tesla cars, I'm pretty sure, have gotten cheaper because more and more people are buying them, more are being produced. It's becoming a more regular product for people to be using. So it's becoming more available to people. That's capitalism, baby. It's beautiful. I wanted to talk about Taylor Swift briefly before we wrap this up.
Yes, let's make it brief.
Poor Olivia. Poor everyone in my life, because I cannot stop talking about this woman in a positive way. I don't really listen to Taylor Swift music or her music. Like, some of it I like, some of it I don't. I was an OG stan, like with the first album. Olivia, did you listen to her first album when you were growing up?
Oh yeah, I would say I was an OG stan like through elementary school. I was a big fan of Speak Now.
Oh
then
my
when
gosh,
she got to Red, I stopped basically.
It was the transition into pop that threw me off because I was not a pop girl. I
was like, Taylor, this isn't you. This isn't you, sweetheart.
She's
back to her roots now, I think.
Yeah, I had a severe case of I'm not like other girls, so I like hated on pop, even though I secretly loved. I
still do that.
Yeah, exactly. I've gotten over that though. I'm unapologetically one of the girls, but I've loved Taylor Swift. I loved her when I was a kid, and it's been really cool to watch her success. But I wanted to talk about her with relation to this subject of like how value is subjective and how, we're basically going to spend what we're willing to spend. Like, nobody's ripping us off, right? So I did some research. She is slated to be to have the highest grossing tour of all time. Like,
more than Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy that they're both on tour right now, actually.
I know. I think Beyonce's tour might be smaller than Taylor's tour, less stops. Taylor Swift has 140 stops in her tour, which is insane.
I gotta give that girl some props, because who can perform 124 nights like that?
Every show grosses $13 million. Like, what? That's grosses. That's not straight profit for her.
Obviously there's a lot of people to pay, but she's making a lot.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And
the movie's coming out next month too.
Yeah. 54,000 people attend every single concert. Like, can you imagine? Can you just imagine? But anyways, most of these people are spending about $1,300 for her concert, which is a lot of money.
Wait, most of those 54,000 people
are spending... The average that people are spending is $1,300.
They're spending their
show.
rent money on Taylor. I'm sorry, Taylor.
Girl, yes, they are spending rent money on Taylor Swift. And again, back to value being subjective. Most people that are not like obsessed with Taylor Swift don't understand why that is. But for a Swiftie, nothing compares. Actually, this is cheap for what it really is. The amount of adoration and love these people have for her, this is actually cheaper than it should be. Like, she should have charged more for her tickets. There was this whole like Ticketmaster scandal where the website was breaking down when they went on sale, but that's because they were too cheap. Like, she wasn't charging enough for what the demand was, because so many people want to see her. But just as like maybe you don't understand why someone would spend that, for them, it's like completely reasonable, right? So yeah.
I just can't think of a single artist that I would pay $1,300 for. And I've been to a lot of concerts within the last year. I saw like some of my favorite artists of all time. I saw Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel. They were on tour together.
I'm so jealous.
I paid $300 for a floor ticket at Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel. $300 for a floor.
Are you serious?
The day of, by the way. I bought that ticket the day of.
Oh my gosh. I am so jealous.
I saw Earth, Wind & Fire. I saw Elton John. I saw Greta Van Fleet very recently. I paid less than $200 for a floor ticket.
Amazing.
Maybe I'm just fans of people who don't charge $1,300 for their concerts, but I'm like I'm like a stan for certain people.
Yeah,
so I
it's not
understand,
Taylor charging that necessarily.
It's Ticketmaster?
Well, no, that's actually... that's like all of the expenses for the show factored in. So like all the merch people are buying, their travel.
Okay.
But most tickets sold for like somewhere in the hundreds of dollars, and then got resold for thousands of dollars. Because that's the true value of the ticket, the resale price, because that's what people are actually willing to spend. That's where you see the market actually make more
it's like
sense.
a bid.
Yeah, exactly. And I really think she should have charged more, because that's how many people wanted to see her. Like, those tickets are worth that. She is going to make a lot of money. And this is from someone who does not even like her music that much. I really appreciate her business savvy.
You're
She's
her
a very
exact
smart
target demographic.
I know I am, but like I'm not a huge fan of like 1989. That's the new re-record that's coming out. I did like
version?
Midnights. Midnights was good.
Okay. All her songs like kind of sound the same to me. And I don't mean that to sound repetitive, because I know a lot of people say that, but that's genuinely like when I'm scrolling on like Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and I hear like the little clips of songs, I didn't really realize these were like all different songs. Like, I kind of thought that it's me, hi. I thought that was like the same song as like Midnight. Yeah, I don't know. They just kind of sound the same to me. But
dude,
shout out to T Swift.
Her
She's dating
fans
Travis
can
Kelce
like,
now.
Swifties can like pick up like within seconds what a song is. It's crazy.
Good for them.
They're ravenous, man. And she is like feeding the content beast. She knows what she's doing. Yeah,
she knows. She's a genius, actually. I do think she's very smart. And
that's
she's
why
a
I like her
genius.
so much. I think if anyone deserves to be a billionaire, it's Taylor Swift. Like, no one necessarily deserves to be a billionaire. You get there by working hard and providing people things that they want, right? But I think she just like, I think she has made really smart moves in her career. And she's exactly where she ought to be, you know?
Well, maybe that's a good place to wrap on Taylor Swift. Congratulations on your tour, on the Eras tour.
Yes.
See, I know so much about it. I know she's dating Travis Kelce now.
Queen. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed.
Good for them, I guess. Let's see. Where do I leave this off on?
What are your final thoughts?
So obviously, the economy, I mean, it's a little reductive to say the economy is just based on vibes, because we have things like inflation, which we don't really control. That's the fault of the Federal Reserve and the government. But in terms of agreeing to the listed price that's on there, as long as we keep paying that listed price, that price is going to stay there or even go up. It is what it is.
I believe, I don't have the exact numbers, so I'm sorry, guys, but I believe the money that we are spending, like people are still spending a lot despite concerns about the economy, which leaves a lot of economists being like, all right, I guess we're fine right now. You know?
It's a lot of people don't want to give up their lifestyle. They're living, people who were not living paycheck to paycheck 3 years ago, who are making even more money than they were 3 years ago, are living paycheck to paycheck now, living the same lifestyle they were 3 years ago. So that is a concern of mine.
Yeah, we need to factor inflation into girl math and start scrimping and saving. Maybe concerns about the future. I don't know.
Maybe I'll invest into the next poop coin. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we get concerned about the state of the economy and factor that into our girl math and our spending habits. I know. Yeah, I don't mean to make us sound like we're just constantly spending money and shopping.
They know we're smart. This is the 30th episode, I think, right? They've been listening to us. We have some good points to make.
We do have some good points to make. I just think it's so funny that every girl math thing I see, I'm like, yeah, I relate to that. It's like, whoa, I didn't realize we all had this like secret calculation that we were doing in our heads, but it makes sense. Yeah. Well, either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Liberty Anders. And Olivia, where can we follow you?
I am also on Twitter at Rondeau Olivia, and you can find me on Instagram as well at rondo.olivia.
Awesome. And guys, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we put out awesome content all the time. Go check out our shorts tab, go check out our clips, and leave us a comment. What is the worst thing you've spent money on in the past year? I'm really curious to know. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Have an amazing week. Bye.
Bye.